Welcome to Lesson 4, Solving Simultaneous Equations. First, let's have a look at the learning intention and success criteria for today. The learning intention is that students will be able to use the CAS to solve simultaneous equations and to find the point of intersection of two lines. For the success criteria, students can use the CAS to find the solution to a system of equations using both algebraic and graphical techniques. First of all, let's talk a little bit of terminology. When I say solutions to an equation, what does that mean? Well, simply a solution to a linear equation is any xy pair that satisfies the equation. So if I sub in x and y, and the equation still holds, that's a solution. I think it helps to think about this graphically. It's any point that lies on the line. So anything, no matter where it is, that is a solution to that equation, whatever the equation might be. For solutions to a system of equations, which are also known as simultaneous equations, really all that means is a solution to more than one equation. So a solution to a system of equations is any xy pair that's a solution to each and every one of the equations individually. So graphically, it's a point that lies on all of the lines, or the intersection point between the two graphs. So as you can see here, I've got a solution to one equation, and I've got a solution to another equation, but they're not the same point, so that's not a solution to the system. However, as I move over, this point here, that is a solution to the system of equations because it lies on both the green line and on the blue line. That xy pair is a solution to that set of simultaneous equations. So there's a few strategies and a few methods we can use to find the solution to a system of equations. There's three ways of doing it algebraically, using the methods of substitution and elimination. Both of these are by hand, and of course using the CAS. And graphically, we can either do it by hand or using the CAS. In this lesson, I'm going to focus on how to use the CAS. I will put up a couple of example videos using substitution and elimination, but that's something that, if you want to understand the theory, is helpful, but it's not something that you necessarily need. So this example here is an example using substitution, and I've got another one using elimination. You can check out those two videos if you're interested, and then come on back here and I'll show you how to use the CAS. So we'll go through an example momentarily in a separate video, but I want to go over the steps here. So using the CAS to solve algebraically, you need to open up a calculator page. I would encourage you to try and follow along on your CAS as you go through this. So from a calculator page, menu, 3, algebra, 7, solve system of equations, solve system of linear equations. It asks you to choose your variables. You can choose x and y, or you can change it if the context of the question has you using c and n, or a and b, or whatever it might be. You can change the variables, but it doesn't mathematically make a big difference. You'll enter your two equations into the template, and then press enter, and your solution will pop up. Check out this video where I try and solve this system of equations using the CAS, and then come back again once you are finished. Graphically, again, I'm going to focus on using the CAS. Doing it by hand, it's as simple as graph one line, graph the other line, and then at the point where they intersect, that's your solution. But it's hard to be accurate doing that when you're doing it by hand. So graphically, this time you will open up a graphs page as opposed to a calculator page. You'll graph both lines. If you can't remember exactly how to graph lines, have a look back at lesson 1 in this unit. And then once you've got your lines graphed, menu, analyze graph, intersection. The solution to the system of equations is the intersection graphically. See if you can follow along with the next few instructions here. It's very easy to see in an example that's worded. It is maybe a little bit confusing, but you should have a dotted line somewhere on the left of the screen. And if I've got my point of intersection that lies somewhere in here, I want my dotted line over to the left. Press enter. And then I'll move my dotted line over to the right, so that I've got this area in here is grayed out. And the point of intersection lies somewhere in that area. Press enter, and the CAS will tell you exactly where the point of intersection is. So it's very important that you put it between, that you have the point of intersection between these two lines, because otherwise the CAS doesn't know where to look. And it could look anywhere, really, for that point of intersection. Have a look at the example if you're still not sure about that. Give it a try yourself, and then come back again once you're finished. So let's wrap up. If you can use the CAS to find the solution to a system of equations using algebraic and graphical techniques, well, you've done your job. To check to see if you can do it, I've got a system of equations at the bottom of the screen here. I encourage you to try and solve that system of equations, both using an algebraic technique, so using the calculator page, and using a graph. Thanks very much.